Let me tell you something, man. Tyson is he was a horrible actor in the ring.
Jakepaul is right back in the headlines, and it's about Mike Tyson once again. Why? Well, Tyson just dropped a jaw-dropping confession about getting $20 million to lose a match, and Jake wasn't having it. In true Paul fashion, he's threatening to expose it all, and you know things are about to get heated. So, what's the deal with this $20 million bombshell? Let's dive into the chaos. So let's talk about what's going down with this whole Mike Tyson versus Jakepaul situation, because something's definitely not adding up here. The internet is buzzing with speculation that this fight wasn't exactly what it seemed, and honestly, the evidence is pretty interesting. Before the fight even happened, social media was blowing up about this supposedly leaked fight script. According to these reports, the whole thing was meant to end with Jake knocking out Iron Mike in the 5th round. But here's where it gets wild. When fight night actually came around, that's not how it played out at all. Instead, we got 8 full rounds of what many fans are calling a glorified sparring session. Comments online say stuff like, "The slap before the fight looked faster and stronger than the punches thrown on the actual fight." Now, let's break down what people actually saw in the ring. Tyson came out looking like his old self at first, doing that signature bob and weave that made him famous. But then something weird happened. It was like someone flipped a switch. His movements got sluggish, his punches lost that legendary Tyson power, and he started looking every bit of his 58 years. For anyone who saw Tyson's sparring footage before the fight, this was a completely different person in the ring. The numbers behind this whole thing are pretty mind-blowing too. Tyson reportedly walked away with $20 million for just 17 minutes of work, while Jakepaul scored an even bigger payday at $40 million. Add in the $17.8 million live gate at AT&T Stadium, and we're talking about some serious cash-changing hands here. What's really got people talking is how the fight actually went down. Jake kept things surprisingly light, mostly throwing jabs and playing it safe. Meanwhile, Tyson, known for being one of the most aggressive fighters in history, barely threw any power punches. There's even talk that at one point, Tyson forgot it was supposed to be staged and started going hard, prompting Jake to signal him to take it easy. The boxing community isn't staying quiet about this either. Tank Davis jumped on Instagram to call Jake out, basically saying he's a bozo for how the whole thing went down. But here's the thing. For Jakepaul, this was a win-win situation. He didn't need to knock Tyson out, he just needed to survive 8 rounds and add a former heavyweight champ to his record. Mission accomplished, right? Some folks are defending Tyson, pointing out his age and saying maybe it was just a bad night. Others are looking at his history of financial struggles and wondering if that $20 million payday was too good to pass up, even if it meant potentially tarnishing his legacy. One fan said, "I'm not mad at Tyson at all. This is a wise move to make money in this age. Jakepaul has just made no title." But then again, would someone like Mike Tyson, who's already worth millions, really throw a fight for a paycheck? For Jake, it's a clear yes. He's actually done it before. You see, this isn't the first time Jakepaul has been accused of being part of a staged fight. Critics have often questioned the authenticity of his bouts, claiming that Jake is more focused on building his brand than genuinely competing in the sport. We got former and current pros chiming in saying that these YouTube boxing events are turning into a circus, and the fans are the ones paying the price. Meanwhile, Tyson hasn't said much about the rumors since his initial comments. Whether this was a business decision or just a bad night for Tyson, one thing's clear: fans are split, and the debate isn't dying down anytime soon. The whole situation has left the boxing world divided. While Jakepaul's getting the credibility boost he wanted and a massive payday to go with it, fans are left wondering whether they watched a legitimate boxing match or just an expensive piece of theater. And even though the fight's over, it looks like the drama and speculation are just getting started. What did you think of the fight? Was it just a money grab? Let us know what you think down below.